finally, in John 13, today I give you a new command, that you will love one another just as I have loved you. So also you must love one another. Wow, it sounds almost like if he's repeating himself, because he's trying to drive home the point. And the point is right there written within the Shema itself, to pay attention to love God and to love each other. And in that, love yourself. Because these are vitally important for your and my continued maturity and growth for the next world, for the next life, for the New Jerusalem. And finally, Lador Vador. Y'all say that. Lador Vador. There you go. From generation to generation. And with this beautiful family here, we see a wonderful picture of one generation to the next. And with our elder, we see one generation to the next. And so we see these pictures of the generations. And it's from generations to generations that we learn to listen to the experience of the generation before us. We learn to appreciate the experience of the generation before us. We once had a brother who they were always so quick to ridicule and point out the flaws in the rabbis of old and all these other things. And we had to say, hold it. We don't know what they were experiencing or what they were going through, because we haven't lived that experience. So we cannot discredit. We have to take into account what their experience is and learn from that. But to just discredit it and to just kick them in the shins, it's not kosher. And it's completely contrary to what this Torah portion suggests. Because this Torah portion in its intro says to bring it to remembrance, right? It says for us to give ear, or to lend an ear, or to learn from the lessons we have just went through. And so in that, we learn from the lessons of the generations before us. We learn their lessons, we listen to their words. And then we apply them with the fresh grace that we now have. That we can now navigate a new journey and not fall into the same things that they may have had to go through. We mourn for their loss. We celebrate their victories. And we appreciate the road that they have set out before us. Because if it was not for those generations, we would not be here congregating in this fashion. So, let me get to the final thought. And I do appreciate your patience. Ha'azinu literally means to give ear or to lend an ear. In verse 37 of chapter 32, he says, remember the days of old and consider the years of ages past. Ask your parents who will inform you. Ask your elders who will tell you. This verse reassures us of the continuing growth of our faith, that we must ask the generations before us. Seek wisdom from the elders. Lean on their counsel. If they have certain quirky habits, okay, that's them. Don't pick those up. But lean on their understanding. This is how we've continued for 4,000 years. No other faith can claim that. We can say this because we learn from the generations. We listen to the words with attention, with detail, without ridicule. Because we haven't walked in these other generations.